Welcome back to Grit Gym. I'm Adam Reese. Today we're going to go over goal setting. Goal setting is something that book upon book upon book has been written on. There's tons of psychological studies. There's a lot of fantastic research that has come from the idea of setting goals. And although I think that goal setting can be a really good thing, I think that it can also hold people back. And especially when there's not a plan to follow through with the goal setting. So if you're just sitting there setting goals, writing down goals, then all those goals are just bullshit. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter what goal you set down. It matters what you do today. So instead of writing down goal after goal after goal, or even just writing down one goal every single day, what are you doing today? Focus on what are you doing today to get to your goal. Okay, so I get kids, they say, oh, I want to be a state champ. Well, you gotta beat everybody else before you get to be a state champ. You don't just get to be a state champ. And you don't just get to walk out there in the finals and think that you're gonna wrestle or play football for the state championship. It's just not how it works. So when athletes tell me, oh, I wanna be a state champ, well, you have to have a kind of conversation with them about what control is. Because control is an illusion. Control is an illusion that's based on fear. And we reach for more control when we have more fear. Okay, so if an athlete is playing in fear, he's not playing up to his highest potential. Okay, so when we're thinking how do we set goals, we have a little diagram here. Okay, the bottom here is the timeline. Okay, so we have the start and we have the outcome. And I don't say finish and I don't say goal at the end because you might not always get to your goal, and that has to be okay. Okay. Now, on the upward, whatever you want to call this, the perpendicular, whatever, is ability, okay? And ability comes down to your strength and conditioning, your skill, your psychology. So is your head right, is your body right, and have you done the necessary preparation to have your skills as honed as you possibly can? So hopefully when we're on this little paradigm, or whatever you want to call it, it would go something like this. And you just get right to your goal. Up here is written your goal, okay? So that's great. We get up to our goal. But it doesn't always work like that. In fact, usually it works something more like that, where it's just going all over the place, even if you do get to your goal. But the point isn't to get to your goal. The point is to do the best that you possibly can every single day. Okay, to have a plan every single day and have the best possible plan and put the most possible effort and focus towards that goal and learn as much about your craft and your sport as you can to get to your goal. Okay, if you do that, everything usually falls into place. But the best that you possibly can has kind of been ruined in the past. I don't know. I see it all the time. Like people are like, oh, I did my best. No, you didn't. You're using that as a cop-out. Okay, I'm talking about your best. I'm talking about your gut-wrenching best. And I really do think that very few people get to find out what their best really is, because your best is going to hurt like hell. And if you can give your best every single day, that's where you get to your goal. It's bound to happen. But it's not what your goal is. It's about what you're doing today. Okay, so there was the study of college students, and I don't remember the school. And I don't remember the actual numbers even, but they took, I think it was 1,000 students, and 20 years out after graduation, when they all came back for something, or they sent out a questionnaire or whatever, a survey, they asked these 1,000 students who had goals when they graduated college. And 40% of them wrote back and said, yeah, I had goals. It was something like 40%. I just remember it being a fairly high number. And then they asked how many actually wrote down their goals, and it was something around 5%. And then they asked, how many of you actually wrote down your goals every single day and carried around with you in your pocket? And 4 of them said that they had. And the interesting thing about these 4, and money is an easy thing to track, so because it's numerical and it's concrete, so they tracked money for the study. The 4 students that had written down their goals and put them in their pocket every single day had made as much money as all the other students combined. So that's pretty powerful stuff. Now, me, I actually put down in my pocket, I come in, I fold a post-it note in half, and I write down my 3 goals. Now, these have evolved over time, and they mean something to me. They were not going to mean anything to you. Okay, so there's a personal goal, there's a financial goal, and then there's what I want to actually give back to the world kind of a goal. And they all mean something to me. But they're not about setting goals. It's about focus and having, what am I doing today? So today, one of those goals is being met because I'm making this video. Okay? So part of this video is, hopefully you get to learn something about setting goals. And maybe that'll affect a certain number of people. And maybe that'll help change the world. But the idea is you don't get to go from here to here just in a straight shot. It's not going to happen. It's going to happen in all these little increments day to day along the way. So don't set goals. Don't sit there and write in your notebook every single day, I want to be a state champ. No, don't do that. I want to be the best possible athlete that I can possibly be today. Because you don't have control. You might be sick one day. Well, if you're sick, what do? You got to come in, you got to warm up, you still feel sick, you go home, and you sleep. Okay, it might be raining one day, and you're playing football. You're not going to have the game of your life, but you're going to do your best, the best that you can possibly do running around that mud. That's just how it goes. You do not have control. You don't have control over the ref might make a bad call. You don't have control. It can't upset you because you just got to play your game. Okay? That's how you get to goals. Okay? You do the best that you possibly can every single day, and the outcome takes care of itself.